Hello, good people. This is Sam here at She Does the Most, and today you are going to come with me as I execute my plan. So, today we are building a new water filtration system for my chickens in my backyard. I am really excited for this one, so let's get into it. So, I currently have 3 chickens in my backyard, and they are located at the furthest point of my yard. And I am building them this new water system. I am going on vacation, so I want something that can last a little bit longer. And there is my old watering system, and I am going to take you through the steps of how we build this new one. So the chickens actually really love it, and it helps their water stay cleaner because it's more elevated off of the ground. And also, like I said, that 5 gallon bucket in the back holds a lot more water than their old system did. So this is going to work out perfectly for them and perfectly for us leaving them for extended periods of time. So here I am beginning the process, and I went to Home Depot and I bought the OT's purple primer as well as the cement. I bought some end caps, a PVC tee, these 2 pieces that screw on together, and I will link all of the supplies that I use in the description box. I have some plumbing tape that I didn't end up using. And I purchased these clamps to hold my PVC piping in place. Here is the PVC cutter. And I purchased 1/2 inch PVC pipes, and they were a 1/2 inch wide. The ones that you will purchase depends on the type of watering cups that you get. And I have a 5 gallon bucket. I calculated how much water I would need for my chickens. And I think 5 gallon was actually the largest bucket that Home Depot sold. So I start by taking out my PVC cutter. And I measured the amount that I needed at the coop, the distance I wanted my bucket to be away from the coop, and I estimated about 1 foot. So I am over here cutting this piping, and I don't know why. It is plastic. I thought it was going to be a lot easier to cut than it was, but I am summoning all of the strength of my ancestors to try to cut this thing. So as I clamp down on it and it is not doing much, I actually go around and around and try to snip it off. So you would think once I cut this first piece that it would be easier as time goes on, because I have to cut up several pieces of this PVC piping. But nope, I'm a strong woman, and it took everything out of me to cut this tubing. So here I am cutting the circular hole in order to attach my PVC to my bucket. So I'm not working with a pre-existing plan. I kind of just went to Home Depot. I had an idea of what I wanted in my head, and it was kind of let's purchase the components and try to put it together. What I wanted to build was relatively simple, so I didn't think that it was going to be too difficult. So I have the Ryobi drill here, and I purchased these circular attachments in order to cut this circle. So like I said, I purchased 1/2 inch PVC piping because that's what worked with the dowels. But there was no 1/2 inch attachment. So I used the 13/16, and I ended up making a mistake because I was just eyeballing it and I ended up using one that was too small. And so this is real life. This may happen to anyone, but I do attempt to fix it. And so it does end up working just fine, as you saw in the beginning outside at the coop. So here, these attachments were only, I think, $10. And it was labeled as for wood. So I was a little concerned how it would work for the plastic. And it made a hole like a champ. It was a perfect circle. The issue is that I actually don't need to put the PVC pipe in there. I have these attachments that are supposed to screw inside and outside of the bucket to attach my PVC piping to. And those are larger. One end is a 1/2 inch, but the other is 3/4. And so I end up getting a larger size. This one was labeled as 1. And I really wish that I had started out with this, measure twice, cut once. But I just dived into it, and now I'm attempting to cut a second time. And I was cautiously optimistic that it would work, and it does not. So it won't cut the circle. It's just slipping and sliding. So I tried different angles to get it to go in. And as you see, I'm forcing it. My camera falls over. So after adjusting it and coming back, I decided that I was just going to take the tip of this and hack away at my bucket. I didn't want to have to buy another one. I didn't want to have to try to fill this hole. And, jagged edges just make great waterproofing. I know, but I did the best with what I had and the error that I made. So I end up getting my first piece in there, and I am going to screw this inside just to see how it looks and how it fits together. Now I'm trying to find the perfect camera angle just to set it up to screw that part in off of camera anyway. Like, you can't see it, but obviously you can imagine it just screws together. So I'm in there trying to get it to fit as tightly as possible. And so it does go together, but I soon notice, like, you can see sunlight around it. So it obviously isn't going to hold a watertight seal. And so I ended up ordering some black plastic hose gaskets. And I had some in the basement, but they were not the type that I needed. So the ones that I ended up purchasing were perfect for this job. But before I get the gasket, I just wanted to put these together and see the vision, the outline of how it's going to look. Now, these cups that I purchased are also the wrong ones. I wanted the ones that had the PVC attachment on the end. And those are the types that you screw directly into a bucket. So I do end up returning those, and I had the correct ones on order, but I still wanted to see in front of me the setup and also get an idea on if I need to order anything else. So here I go with this PVC, struggling. Guys, I promise I am not a weakling, but me and this cutter, I don't know if it just was not very sharp, but eventually after some struggle, I get it. And so I attach one side, and I'm just making sure that it's long enough, not too long. They don't have to be far apart. I put 4 watering cups and I only currently have 3 chickens. I will have more in the future, but I want 2 chickens to be able to fit comfortably and drink water next to each other and don't feel like they have to fight over a water source. So, one side is 12 inches, and I measure out roughly 12 inches on the other side as well. And I use, all the force I had in me, and I cut that section. And then I'm going to rough it out, attach it the way I want to so that I can really see how this is going to go and be able to envision it at the side of the coop. So here I have my clamps, and I am attaching them once again to see where I want them positioned, where they're going to fall in relation to the cups, the water cups that I have, and also where they're going to attach to the wooden portion. So I'm actually going to attach a piece of, is it a 2x4? I'm not quite sure, but it is going to attach underneath, and that's so that it can provide some extra support to hold it up, but also I don't have to drill a hole in the middle of that wooden plank in order to get that T spaced in. Okay, so in the first half, like, I was on the phone and Olive had came out and all of that, so I ended up muting the audio. But here is just a little bit of ASMR for building, because this is later that night. The babies were asleep, and I was able to just come out here with the little bit of daylight that I have left, and I am actually snipping my PVC further down into sections so that I can attach the correct watering cups that I ended up receiving. So I have never used this PVC piping and cement before. I've never put together 2 pieces of PVC. So please do not come for me, plumbing police, if this is not correct, but I did watch a video on it. I had to watch a video on how to open the container because I, for the life of me, could not force this thing open. And I was like, what is going on? But I ended up figuring it out. And so what I am doing is I am priming the outside portion of the PVC pipe and then the inside portion of the cups, the watering cups, and also the inside of any of the end caps and the inside of that T section. And so, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going on the outside. This purple is good because you can see how much you applied and where you applied it. But the bad thing is that it does stain. So don't use this on a surface that you do not want to get stained or that you really care about. And also, you will see it once you put this together. So don't prime too much. The portions that I primed was perfect for a waterproof seal. I also was not sure how long to wait for the primer. By the time that I went all the way through, the primer looked dry. So I just went through and added my cement. I added it over the prime pieces. I actually did not add it inside of any of those portions, but they seem to fit together and dry together just fine. So the instructions say that once you add the cement, you need to do a quarter turn. So keep that in mind when you're connecting to the cups. If you attach it perfectly straight, you are going to have to do a quarter turn. So you want to probably attach it at an angle and then twist it, and then that'll be enough for your turn. As a side note, you can see back there on my 5-gallon bucket that around that opening, you see it has a orange perimeter. That's where I put the other gasket, and the O-rings were so thin that it just wasn't providing what I needed. So I did try those first, but didn't ended up using them. And so I will also link in the description the O-rings that I did end up getting off of Amazon. So right here, this is a little sped up because I am going, very slowly and gingerly and really just making love to these pieces, trying to do it perfectly. But this is nighttime after a day full of running around after children. And when I connect this piece, I connect it wrong. And so I panic a little bit. I notice it right away and I'm like, oh no. And I pull it apart. Obviously, the cement sets pretty quickly, but it doesn't set that quickly. So you do have enough time to be able to pull it apart and put it back where it needs to go. And so here we are. I make it to the end. And it is a good thing that I did this overnight so that I can let it sit out and dry. Here is a close-up. I was so proud of putting it together. It doesn't have to be, super neat for my purposes because it is going to be on the backside of my chicken coop. And I know that my chickens really don't care. They care more about their water than what it looks like. So here we are the next day. And listen, I don't know what in the Black Hillbilly is going on with my shirt, okay? I was not getting dressed and prepared. This was actually 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was able to run out and do some work on this watering system that is lasting longer than I expected it to. And I was able to just get out here quickly before my husband went to work. So, this is just what I have on, and I wasn't really that concerned about it. So I get my little gaskets and I add it to the outside, and I did a water check off camera, and it was leaking. It was just a really small leak at the bottom. So I ended up adding another of these black plastic O-rings to the inside, thinking that it would help with the waterproofing. And I tested it again, and lo and behold, it leaked. And it was that same small leak. So I ended up ordering for pickup from Lowe's because I was not about to leave my house. This, as seen on TV, liquid rubber thing, and I sprayed it all around the perimeter, hoping that it would seal whatever small hole was not visible to me. A 1 5/8 screw to connect the PVC to the wood, and then a 2.5 inch screw to connect the woods to the frame of the chicken coop.
So you measured the place already where you're gonna put it?
Mm-hmm.
This line.
Mm-hmm.
And where the other line?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now let's see.
So that have to sit up on top of the thing, isn't it? You're not reach it. You just stuff.
Okay, so now we are done attaching it to the piece of wood, and we are traveling over to the coop to attach that piece of wood to the frame of the chicken run. So my chicken run does need a little TLC. Please consider subscribing so you can stay notified of all of the changes and updates that we make to this coop, because we are planning on cleaning it out, freshening it up, me documenting some chicken care, me organizing their storage system. As easy as possible.
You have more block out here? More of these cinder block?
I don't know.
Yes. Oh, then go. Go.
Oh. And why does that look working? So right here.
Put it under the wood so you can get some leverage. Turn it, yeah. Then you simple and put in. You said right. You're supposed to be up this side so you can use your right hand forward the chair.
Yeah, but
No, wait, no, not pull that. Just bring up it, yeah.
this can't go up in here.
Oh, but guess what? Because this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that. So the way. Put it like, can you go against the wood? You bucking against the wood now?
Yeah.
Okay. So catch it.
Oh.
No, yeah. Let's catch it right there. It's too high.
Too high?
Yeah. You straight, yeah, you straight in there. Yeah, right there. Yeah, catch it right there.
See, I want it to be.
You want it to be like that?
Uh-huh.
So you need them more leverage underneath it?
Yeah. And that's so weird. How high is this? I feel like we're gonna go right up to the height of
yeah,
this.
put it over the stone. Put it over here, sir. It's too high now.
Yeah.
Way too high.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. So if we get one more flat rock. Usual.
And then David is getting sand this weekend.
Right.
Maybe he can get some of these cinder blocks.
But if we just pull one more from over there.
Is it gonna be too janky though?
Hmm?
Is it gonna be too janky?
No, it's not gonna be too janky. We're gonna build it up at the back so you can sit down, so you can sit flat. Just build it up with dirt or whatever. Or as just maybe get one more block, put that on the back of it. So now I must push my finger out like this.
Oh no.
Yeah, could have moved the damn block and drop it on my finger. See that brush shot already.
Oh my god.
So it's not going far off of the acorn, but I like how it's sort of on that one, so that liquid on the bottom. But if I angle the little one, instead of put it straight, just angle it a little bit. So you kind of sit on the two edge instead of flat, just sit on them two edges right there. That's guys, it's perfect. But what you gonna do? What you gonna do when it's all said and done? You won't wrap it.
With what?
Card, whatever. So it'll move. So when some bounce it, it's stable. So we're gonna wrap it if you have wire or cord or whatever. We're gonna wrap it. We're gonna tie it here and wrap the bucket.
Yeah.
So it'll move.
Because I'm also worried about whatever was eating this box.
Exactly. And you don't know what pastor at night time.
Right.
You know, like I have some blocks sitting on the hill. Every morning I come and one knock down.
Wow.
Why the hell knocking down the damn brick at night time? I don't know.
Yeah.
So you never know what happens at night. So when I say this, get a little more resistance on it. So we still want with 24 hours before we put in the water on this, right?
Yeah.
I have, you don't have no binding wire, right?
I mean, we might. I would have to go through the garage.
Yeah. If you have binding wire, we could take a wrap around the bucket. If you don't have none, I have a lot of cord at home.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can tie it around it. You can put two on the top, and the glue vessel, and on the bottom just above this. Just as, reinforce it
Yeah.
as much as we can. And then you see if doing this it's not really unstable, but everything is not on the same, because if you get one more dot, whether the 6-inch or that,
Yeah.
4-inch, you can just lay it flat and do maybe we can do it over the half one. I reckon just buy 2 more this.
I'll do a measurement to see how high this is, and then see what we can buy.
Yeah, then maybe we could take out this piece and just use all of these.
That rocky cobblestone one. Yeah.
Exactly. So if we get a 6-inch one of that and put 2 of this on it, it should be good. Take out the brick and the stone.
Yeah. Alright. Sounds like a plan. So it is the next day, and my spray on plastic has cured for at least 24 hours, and I am coming to do one hopefully final water leak test to make sure that we're not leaking from that gasket. Now, I am out here today with long pants and long sleeves because I have gotten eaten to death by mosquitoes or whatever bugs are in my backyard, and they will not win today. So as I fill up the bucket, you see that the water in the cups fill up to a point and then they stop. That is really good for preserving the water that's in the bucket so that the chickens are able to splash it out. And I am not noticing any leaks, so I will keep an eye on it. Thank you for all coming along to watch me do this project that had many bumps in the road, but finally had a really positive outcome and upgrade for our little chicken coop. Thank you. Please consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Say, baby.